The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness, like, share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world fire. Where's the baby missing? Shadows crawl. People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, king of peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light. Jumping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness, like, share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world fire. Where's the baby missing? Shadows crawl. People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, king of peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light.
What is up, YouTube? It is Dolly back in the house. Well, wait a minute. I'm not in the house. We have made it to Boston safely. But first, before I get into all that, I'm going to need you to leave your DNA all over the like button just in case you go missing in the hills of Tennessee or in the wood of Nova Scotia. We need that DNA on file to come track you down, okay? Got to track you down like bloodhounds. So leave that DNA on file. Also, if you're brand new, sub up. We're on our way. We just hit 64,000 people, 64,000. So help us hit 65. We can't do it without the help of each and every one of you guys liking this video and sharing this video. All right. I'm frozen?
Yep.
Okay. And we are at the mercy of hotel Wi-Fi today. Okay. So am I good out there? You keep cutting out. Okay. Keep cutting out. Bad? Is it really bad? Okay. Don't be Dolly at home. Okay. Congrats on the 64,000. Proud of you. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. We made it to Boston last night, and this is a true story. We can't make this up. As soon as we pull in, we pull up to a red light. We look to our left on the corner, okay, and there are 3 rats, big ass rats, having a party. Okay, I mean, they were out there, they were breakdancing. I mean, this is no lie. I don't know if they were breakdancing, but there was 3 huge ass rats right on the corner.
I saw one chucking a 40.
Bad lag. Okay, we got bad lag. Get me my internet hotspot box over there, and maybe I can run through the internet hotspot. Maybe we'll get a little bit. No, just mouth and voice don't match. Okay. Well, give me a second, guys. I will try to hook up my hotspot box for you before we get into this Jack and Lily update. Give me a second, and I should be able to change my internet. We're at the mercy of hotel internet right now, which Okay. So now we should be running better because we are running off the hotspot box, and I stream TV shows and everything off of this. So I know this, and I have full bars. So we should be good. So, like I said, we just rolled into Boston. We drove through late last night, got here. First thing we do is we pull up, and there's a bunch of rats on the corner partying. I can't make that up. I was like, "Welcome to Boston, PJ. Look at
I
that."
was so mad I didn't catch him in the first part. I
Yeah,
turned the camera on and it was already kind of like
way better now. Okay, so it was like Ratatouille. Okay, it was like Ratatouille. There was this rats having a party. But we got in super late, super late. So we wasn't able to hit the Karen Reed trial this morning, but we will be there tomorrow and Wednesday. So anyway, Jack and Lily Sullivan, 4 and 6 years old, goes missing. What, 10 days now? Out of Nova Scotia.
Yes.
Pictou County, and really strange circumstances with the mother and the stepdad. So their stories are not quite lining up. The mother doesn't seem to be really concerned about what is going on in this case. She's pulling a Katie Proudfoot. But let me give my warnings before we get into this. Dolly Visions for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion, people. Completely satire. I can't take calls because I am on the road. So the callers' opinions don't fucking matter. Okay. They don't exist. They don't exist, right? Everyone is innocent to proven guilty in the court of law, even Jack and Lily's parents and all these parents out here with missing kids. And the biggest one of them all. Don't try to be Dolly on the road. Okay. Don't try to be Dolly on the road. It is extremely dangerous. It's dangerous. Don't do it. So over the last few days, we've seen the families fighting and what the mother done, right? The mother basically has broken. Hold on one second. I have a call coming in. You are live on the internet, kid.
Where's Lulu's leash?
On the is it on the stand? I think it's on the shoe stand.
Okay, I'll probably bring her to my house tomorrow.
Okay.
Send her a cash up. Just go buy another leash.
We'll send you a cash app. Just grab her leash.
Because I can't think. I feel like it's over there by the package.
Because it might be in the truck.
Okay. We have a couple of different ones.
All right. Love you, kid. All right. All right. My daughter calling in about my little dog's leash. Okay. So anyway, over the last few days, we've seen the family fighting. The mother breaking up basically with her baby daddy, right? Because they have a kid together. They have a what's Meadow, 16 months or 18 months?
December. I think 16.
A 16-month-old baby. But what she did do is she got online because she's deactivated her Facebook, and she reactivated her Facebook just to put that she was single. But she didn't do nothing to ask for help to find her kids. In the search of her kids, she did change her thumbnail to a picture of the kids, but she didn't say, "Hey, come help me find my kids. Please search for my kids. If you have any answers for my kids, let me know." Anything, right? Now, I know a lot of people are suspicious of Daniel, but I'm starting to get super suspicious of the mother in this case. Now, there's something that really don't add up. Now, we've heard Daniel say when he didn't hear the kids outside, he immediately went to look for them. He jumped in the car. He drove around to all the spots. But what he didn't say was what the mother was doing. Okay, what was the mother doing while Daniel was freaking out, driving to all these spots? He didn't go wake her up. He didn't like what happened? Why didn't she go? Well, let me go with you. Why didn't she panic? Why didn't she run out looking for the children? Which makes zero sense. I hate to say it, but these parents are the #1 suspects in the disappearance of these children. I mean, now I know there's already YouTubers running with the parents are getting a bad rap, right? There's always the opposition. The ops is what I like to call them, right? They're going to say exactly the opposite of what Dolly and true crime community saying, that, you know, these parents are being harassed, they're being all these things, and they're not. If you're giving inconsistent statements in the disappearance of your children, what are we supposed to sit around and not say nothing? Right? And these people out here that defend baby killers or people that hurt kids, it blows my mind. They did these same type of things in the disappearance of Quentin Simon. They were up there taking up for Leilani, buying her stuff, sending her stuff to her house, and the lady murdered her baby. Okay, threw the damn baby in the trash. So how these YouTube channels can get up here and defend people that are suspected of harming their kids is beyond me. It is completely trashy. It is like, and they might say the same thing about me. How can you blame the parents? Well, I'm going to tell you how I can blame the parents. They're giving inconsistent statements. They're out there blaming each other. Okay, so that's the reason I can blame them. They're already blaming each other. The families are blaming each other. And today, malehya, she didn't post, but her brother's been posting. Let me share this guys with y'all on screen real fast. Let me, bam. And I can't see this post. PJ, do you want to read it? It's so small on my screen, on my computer screen.
Yeah, I can read
That
it.
her brother posted.
This is allegedly malehya's brother.
This is allegedly malehya's brother.
We don't really have full confirmation that it's actually her brother, but he reshares the posting from the biological dad's sister that says, where's the post? I'm still praying and sharing. Please share. Actually, Brandy's not. That's like a family member.
Come closer over here so
okay,
we can hear you. We're not in the studio, so we're using a computer microphone and not the
Okay, sorry, yeah. Okay, Joe Fernandez, it's allegedly malehya's brother. He shares a post from Brandy Jameson, which is like a niece or some family member. It says, still praying and sharing. Please share and issue an Amber Alert to find the precious children. We cannot go another night without them home in their mother's arms. Please share, share. And then underneath that, some person that's apparently friends with the brother said, post all you want, Joe. I still coming to collect.
Okay, which sounds a little cryptic. Now, we don't know that's the brother. That's people allegedly in the groups saying that is the brother posting.
The reason that they're saying that it's a brother, because on a different post, which I didn't screenshot, but it's there's another comment from the same person that says something in the likes of, isn't this your sister's missing kids or something? So it alludes to him being the brother. But then it references somebody named Cody Moore, which is not Cody Sullivan, the biological dad. But then, of course, people start running with, oh, is Cody Moore Cody Sullivan? And I don't believe it's the same person. So it's a lot of speculation.
So this is the biological father's side that is posting things on that, and then malehya's brother shared it. Allegedly, is the rumor that is circulating. Okay, so you got a whole lot of inner turmoil with the family going on right now, which is strange in the case of a missing kids. We see that in the Sebastian Rogers case because you got Chris and Katie, and then you have the Seth side, which they call the green team up here on the internet. You have families fighting, and usually when I see stuff like that, something internal is going on. Now, there is no mother in this world that could be as calm as Michaela was. Not Michaela, malehya. Sorry, guys, malehya. I don't know why I keep wanting to call her Michaela. I know a malehya and I know a Michaela. That's why I think I'm mixing them up. But just the calmness and the lack of emotion in this, right? It's not normal. It's not. A lot of people say, well, behavior is not a clue. Yes, it is. I think it's a huge clue. If it ain't a clue, it's definitely puts off red flags. definitely puts off red flags. We seen neither parent shed a tear for either one of these kids. Okay, not one tear was shed for either from either parent for either kid. Turtle, jump on the Dolly train now and like, thank you, Claudia. We will put that right in the gas tank, all right, because we are on the road for the next what 6 days.
Yeah.
6 days we are on the road, guys. So you'll be seeing us from a little bit of everywhere. We got in late last night, so we slept in a little bit today, so we're rested. We don't want to be running around tired around Boston. So tonight we're going to everywhere that Karen Reed went. So we're going to Fairview, the house that she ran John O'Keefe over at. We're going to the watering hole to have dinner, right?
And Restored Faith just paid for our dinner.
Restored Faith did.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Restored Faith. Be safe driving and travels. Take PJ to get dinner. We were going to go to where John O'Keefe and Karen Reed went and was having the drinks. Okay, so we're going to go there tonight to have dinner, and we're going to go by everywhere they kind of went, backtracking the whole case, and so you guys and videotaping it so you guys can see where they were at in the the roadways and what everything looks like.
See, somebody just said we need to call that supposed mother the devil. Something's not right with her, and that's what I was saying before you went live.
Yes.
How he recalls his story, and he says that as soon as he realized that they were gone, he went out in the car, and then he described searching streams and coverts and whatnot. He says he got back 10 minutes, which that doesn't seem like enough time to truly search anything. And then when he got back 10 minutes later, he was out on foot, supposedly.
Yeah,
where was the
right.
mother?
Yeah, where was I've been saying the same thing this whole time. A lot of people in these cases, they like to blame the stepdads, right? But they always overlook the mother. Like a lot of people did that in Sebastian Rogers' case because Chris Proudfoot was so outspoken that they didn't say much about Katie. But Katie was just as more responsible because Katie was home. Chris wasn't even there, right? So
I know people talk about how she has a baby and she probably couldn't go. I'll be damned. I would put a baby on when my baby was little, she had one of them sling
you can
carries.
hold the baby,
right?
You can walk around
I
with the
had one
baby.
of those things you put her on your chest and she goes into the pocket like a pouch. I would have put that baby in there and I would have been out there looking myself.
You had his mother there.
Right.
You had his brother there.
Right. Hey, watch the baby.
Why wasn't they out running around searching? Or why didn't they watch the baby while the mom and the stepdad search? It don't make any sense, right? And another thing I'm skeptical of is his brother. I know a lot of people have been glossing over that, but I've been eyeing that brother like, oh my God, dude, I hope you ain't some weirdo, but I'm not positive. But I say that they should have all four of these people down at the police station, question them in separate rooms, and that don't seem to be the case. They did bring down Daniel days ago for like 4 hours, right? They should have left him in there for 4 days and let him sit until somebody wants to talk and tell them who did what. We love you guys. I'm about 1.5 hours away from New Hampshire. Have fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me tell you guys, we would have been here sooner, but New York traffic, oh my God.
That was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I wasn't even driving and I was literally holding my breath.
Guys, if you ain't never drove through New York during rush hour traffic, New York City, let me tell you, it is the craziest driving. I had to turn full asshole, aggressive driving. Like we're gonna wreck. People were trying to hit you. It's like it is the most craziest driving place. Well, no, Atlanta's pretty crazy too, but it ranks up there with Atlanta. It is bad. It is bad.
At one point, I thought we were going to be I really thought we were going to get smashed and hit. And these people don't care. They just if they want to get in front of you, they just go.
Yeah. So I started driving like they were driving. That's the only thing you can do. You got to start driving aggressive, cutting people off. If we're going to wreck type behavior, right? Like it was like that. If we were in traffic for it seemed like we went 3 miles in 2.5 hours. Okay, it was
Bev said,
so
wait till you see
bad.
Boston traffic. You're driving.
No, well, I've been in Boston. I've been to Boston.
It's like that.
Boston's bad, but it ain't quite
Doesn't
like.
it have the tunnels and the stop and
Yeah, it has the tunnels and stuff, but it ain't like
my
downtown.
issue was like
The city.
merging, and then the people are going 80, and you have to merge into.
Well, we're in Boston right now. We're in the heart of the city right now.
I know, but that doesn't seem. Well, I haven't been outside yet.
Yeah, yeah.
It just the thing
We're
that
dead smack in the middle of the city right
the
now.
thing
in
that
Boston.
scared me to death was the part where we had to come off of that one turn,
And it just ended.
and it just ended.
And then it was interstate.
And the
You had to
interstate was
merge
like
onto the interstate. Yeah.
it was bumper to bumper 80. People were going 80, and you had to merge into. I literally sat and I actually closed my eyes
Yeah.
and held my breath. It was that severe.
I give myself an A on New York driving.
That was A+.
What I was getting.
That was impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like compared to like the South and Virginia and North Carolina and South Carolina, Georgia. Well, some parts of Georgia's crazy, but damn, New York City traffic is crazy, right? Every car has half their bumper ripped off. All of the bumpers are scratched up and dented. And I was showing that to PJ. I was like, because they just hit you and keep going. They don't even stop. They just bump
Their bumpers were all messed up.
Yeah, they just bump you and keep it moving.
After you
they
said
don't.
that, I looked at every bumper. It's literally like
I
they all
told
had
you.
a scratch or a.
See, I've been here a bunch of times, so it's like in New York, I've been to a bunch of times, so I'm used to how people are driving, but I had never drove in like rush hour traffic in New York, and oh my God,
We were in that from like 5 to 8. I feel like.
Yeah, it took forever to just go.
And then we went around in a full circle. I mean, we were in
It
Jersey.
took us forever to get over to George Washington Bridge.
We were looking at the sign saying "Get ready to be on the George Washington Bridge," and 3 hours later we were on it. I feel like.
Yeah, we were right there. You can see it. 3 hours later, we were crossing.
We did like 3 zigzags and a circle.
Oh,
And
that was a
backwards.
nightmare, guys. I chewed off every finger on my fucking fingernails. Like I was just like, but I got us through it alive. Please be safe. We need y'all, Dolly. yes.
No, they didn't hit our bumper. They didn't hit us.
We're in a rental too, and it's a really nice one. Thank God they didn't hit it. So
and see something, say something, said I don't like congestion or being trapped. And me neither. That's why I said I could not have driven that. I would have had a full-blown nervous breakdown.
Yeah, it was wild. Boston's bad too. Traffic's bad in Boston, but I don't think it's as bad as. I mean, I don't know. It may be bad certain times of the day here.
Kim said that's the worst bridge ever.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, that's. Oh my God, I don't know how there's like 5,000 wrecks a night, but they're so used to driving like that they just do it.
But then
right?
it's beep at you if you don't let them in. It's like, oh my God, the nerve.
I turned straight New York. I was honking at people, screaming, cussing people out. Right, I went to straight New York. I was like, okay, we ain't got no other options. We either get in where we fit in, right, or we let all these people just pass us, run into us. I was like, nah, I ain't having it today. I'm a New Yorkian, right? And I was just getting it, like screaming, flicking people off, cutting people off. I was like, all right, this is how we're gonna do it. This is how it's done. When in Rome, be a Roman, right? When in Rome, be a Roman. So I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do. I got us here, though. I got us here. That's the main thing.
You're
so
like
listen,
grabbing her and go, Dolly's gonna eat.
Yeah, Dolly got to eat. You can't hold me up for so long. So anyway, we got to bring some justice to these kids. My prediction's been that there will be an arrest coming this week. It's already Monday. So by Friday, if my psychic abilities are right and my spider senses are right, somebody's going to jail. We know these kids did not just wander off. We know these kids didn't just magically disappear. Okay. That don't happen. Aliens don't adopt kids, right? And I see we got 1,500 people in the room and we got 486 likes. What? That's worse than New York traffic, okay? That's worse than New York traffic. I'm going to need y'all guys to take a second, okay? Like the video. That's you. I'm looking at you. Look. I know what you're doing. You're looking at your phone right now. You're on your tablet. You're looking at your TV screen. Definitely hit the like button.
You said next time you go through, make sure that you're live.
Make sure I'm live like on the internet. We'll do it when we go back. Well, we got to go back the same way, right? Huh?
In a different route.
A different route. So we gotta go back the same way. I want to hit that mall in New Jersey that has
That was cool.
the indoor park, the water park in it. I wouldn't mind hitting that. Yeah, they have ski slopes in it. They have a water park. What is it? The mall, Dream America?
Yes.
Dream America Mall in Jersey. It has an indoor ski slope. It has an indoor water park. I was like, man, I'd like to hit that on the way back.
The Ferris wheel?
I don't know about the Ferris wheel, but the stuff that ain't super high up. So look, anyway, guys, I need y'all to like the video, and then once you like the video, don't cheat. I want you to shout out where you're watching from, okay? Because we're live in downtown Boston today with the rats, okay? That's the first thing we've seen when we stopped off the exit. We got off the exit, and there was a fucking pack of rats having a party right in the street, okay? No lie. I see North Carolina. I see PA. I see Tennessee, North Carolina. I see BC, Canada, Utah, Virginia, East Tennessee, Northern California, Oregon, Iowa, England. All right, we got our international viewers with us. Bama's with us. We got Mississippi, Georgia. I won't be able to get all of you. I try to catch as many as I can. Alberta, Canada, Ohio, Kansas, Louisville, London, UK. Thank you, London, for being here with us. And listen, if these kids were abducted, they could be anywhere in the world at this point. It's been 10 days.
Smoking.
Yeah, well, the police have scaled back their search, and there's a reason they scaled back that search, guys. And then the reason they scaled it back so quickly, within a week,
They know where the kids are.
they know what happened. They believe they know there's foul play involved in the disappearance of Jack and Lily. Okay. It sucks to say that because nobody wants to think that a family member could hurt these kids, but let's be honest, most kids that get hurt are hurt by their family. They're not hurt by strangers. You're less likely to get killed by a stranger than anybody. Most likely, usually when people kill you or hurt you, it's domestic, um or it's somebody okay. So if you don't know, you more likely to be killed by somebody than somebody you don't know all day long. So I see Nova Scotia's in the house with us today. More Nova Scotia, San Antonio, Texas. You guys are all over the country. Yes, we get around. We don't play. We go to where the cases are at, where it goes down. If I had a passport, you know where I'd be at right now? Canada. We'd be in Canada right now searching for those kids.
That just reminded me, I need to finish looking up that search and rescue class I had you down for.
Just get Karen Reed to escort y'all while in reverse. Okay. So Mel, we don't want to be around Karen Reed in reverse. That's the last thing we want to be.
That's why they're saying she needs to escort us.
Hey, Dolly and PJ, don't go dashing and crashing in New York City. Add this to y'all's gas tank for safe driving. We're not in New York City. We made it through New York City last night during rush hour traffic. We made it to Boston around 1:30 a.m.?
Yeah.
We made it here around 1:30 a.m. So we're in the city. We're about midway in the city somewhere.
Are you going to tell them about Diddy?
Diddy, we're going to try to go to Diddy's trial Friday. Okay. So
apparently their opening statement was a killer.
Their opening statement was a killer.
The FedEx, the FBI. Their opening statement against him was. We
don't want to get too off track here. Squirrels. Okay. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be at Karen Reed's. Tomorrow, Wednesday night, we will be at the haunted house, Lizzie Borden house, right? The axe murder. Borden.
We're not boredom.
Okay. Borden house Wednesday night. So the ghosts come out Wednesday night. We're doing some live ghost hunting Wednesday night. And Thursday, we'll be back. Karen Reed? No, we'll be in Cape Cod or somewhere Thursday.
I don't plan things that far out. I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
take you to COD, but I'm not. If we need to go back towards New York, that's what we'll do. Because I kind of want to see what the hustle and bustle of New York is, but I kind of
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. So Friday we will be at the courthouse for P Diddy. Okay, so we're going to hit the Karen Reed, the ghost hunting, and then the P Diddy trial in New York. So we're going to try to be in all those places, and of course, give you up to date coverage on whatever's going on in this case. Now, listen, Daniel in the Jack and Lily case has went silent. He hasn't been doing much more talking, right? Now, I think he's seeing what's happening on the internet. We know these families are watching what YouTubers are talking about and what's happening in the Facebook groups, because the Facebook groups have been getting reported by the families. So, but there's a lot of terrible things that are being said in these Facebook groups. Now, listen, I don't repeat everything that I hear in these groups, just some of it. Like if it's rumors and it has something to do with the family or something like that. But there's a lot of people, of course, saying that the kids were found and this person murdered them and that person. We're not going to get into all that. Right now, we're just going to say that our number one suspects in the disappearance of these children are, of course, to me, the mother and the stepdad and the people that were on the property.
I feel like the people that are opposing that are literally like defiant just to be defiant.
What you talk about, people that are taking up for them?
Yeah.
Yes, there's channels out there that are taking up for these families. That just shows you how much they know about true crime. Okay, listen, we got 2,000 people in the room right now. I want you to do me a favor. If you think these parents have something to do with it,
Whether it's simply that they know what happened.
they know what happened. They sold the kids. They unalived the kids, but they are responsible for what happened. I want you to press 1 in the chat. If you think the parents have nothing to do with it, I want you to press 2. I just want to see how many people, but don't forget to like the video. Okay, like the video first. That's how I know y'all enjoy the content that we're bringing you. I see a lot of ones popping up. I see a lot of ones popping up. So that shows you these channels that are doing it. Do they really? They, like I said, they were taking up for Quentin Simon's mama. They were taking up. They take up for the, the Wells, the Dam. They take up for everybody, right? So they just support killers. Is the way I look at it. These channels support low lives and people that would hurt their kids.
What's crazy to me is they're the ones that complain about everybody that covers cases, but
Yeah,
then
they
they're
cover
covering
it.
the same
Yeah,
cases,
yeah.
crying about how
If you cover the case and think they're guilty, they call you a tragedy pimp. But they cover the same case and be like, well, they didn't do it. You still a tragedy pimp. If we're going by your standards,
it's
you're
just
talking
weird.
about the case like anybody else. Because they think if you get a super chat off talking about a story that you're a tragedy pimp. Well, they're getting super chats talking about the same story.
Or they're talking about you talking about the
Yeah,
story.
or they talk about somebody else talking about the story, like that makes it any better.
It's weird.
You're still talking the same shit we're talking.
And then if you confront them on that, they act like, huh?
Oh yeah, like it's that double standard of things. But
Hypocrisy.
I hate seeing people take up for guilty people, right?
I get not fully crucifying parents because it's like maybe you had a
I don't
psychotic break.
crucify parents.
I don't think you
I
do.
just say they're suspicious. I never said that any time ever have I said these parents are guilty. I never said Sebastian Rogers' parents were guilty. I never said Don
I did, but I
Candace
said
Wells
of
was
knowledge,
guilty. I've
just
never
like with
said
these
that
people.
Jack and Lily's parents are guilty. I say they're suspect.
They're
I don't
suspicious.
trust them. And I mean, that's my opinion. Listen, everybody in this world has the right to their opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. Some stink worse than others, right? That's my opinion. Now, I'm not saying factually that they are guilty, that they done this, right? But
Saying things like Killer Katie and like that
yeah,
kind
people
of thing.
calling Kate Killer Katie and things like that. That is pretty bad, right? We can cover cases and think people are guilty and still be respectful to the people. We're not here calling Daniel names, right? We're not here calling Malehya names. We're just saying, hey, we don't believe your story. Why does it sound so scripted? Why does it sound so made up? Right? And why are you not acting like normal parents? Right? Me and PJ, we're both parents. Okay. We know we wouldn't act like that.
No.
Right. We know we got
No.
we got mothers in here, we got grandmothers in here, we got fathers. None of us would act like that.
And then some people say, well, you don't know how you would act. I
No,
know damn well
I
that I
know
would
how
be
I would
looking for
act.
my kid, period.
I know how I act over my dog. Okay. You see my daughter calling about the dog. I got somebody checking on my dog, watching my dog. It's one of those things. I got to have updates on my dog, and that's just my dog. Okay, it's just my dog. That's how I treat things. I'm a hover parent, even a fur baby parent. I hover my dog. My dog don't just go outside unattended, right? My chihuahua would never go. There's big animals, there's coyotes, there's all. You ain't sending my chihuahua not supervised, right? And I believe these kids were going outside playing unsupervised. And that's because of the statements Daniel said. Now, if they got kidnapped, it's because they wasn't watching their kids. Any way we spend this, and this people can say I'm an asshole for saying this about the parents. It's their fault. Any way you spin it, it's their fault. Their job is to protect those kids. It's instinctual. You're born with it. You don't have to be taught it. Parents usually are the most. Go try to grab a baby bear. Okay? Go try to grab a baby bear while the baby bear's mama's around, even sleeping. Okay? I dare you. I dare you. You won't do it but once. Okay? Go try to snatch a wolf baby. Go try to snatch a baby from a tiger and watch what happens to your ass. You won't do it but once, right? Nobody taught them to protect their cubs. They just protect them.
Okay, I sent Tiffany some cash up money.
Pat says for ice cream. Thank you, Pat. I love ice cream. I don't eat a lot of ice cream when it's hot, right? I usually don't. When it's freezing cold outside and it's like 30 below, for some reason
that's because you're slightly lactose intolerant.
Yeah, that sun starts when it's
It
hot.
makes your stomach hurt.
It makes my stomach hurt. So when it's freezing cold outside, I'll tend to try to eat some ice cream. But when it's hot, I don't never eat ice cream. I'm like, oh my God, stay away from that stuff. It'll make me sick. Um, but yeah, that mother's job was to protect her child, her babies, and she failed at that. I mean, that terrible, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I don't come up here and tell but the honest truth on all these cases. I don't hold nothing back. I give my honest opinion. And a lot of people would say, hey, my channel would probably be more subscribers than it is if I didn't give my opinion. I just discussed the case. But I can't just sit by and watch bad parenting. Okay, so
Just was showing it to you.
did you fix it?
I don't know. I don't know that it's messed up or if it's just showing it like that on my end. It may just be showing it.
But
like
I
that.
can't just sit back and watch bad parents not do nothing when their kid is missing, right? Okay, it was like that, PJ. I checked it on my end too.
Oh, you fixed it. Yep, there.
Okay, so like I said, I can't just sit back and watch these things go down and not say anything whatsoever. To me, that is absolutely crazy. And I think the reason I'm so vocal is because I'm a parent. And I look at it like this. I'm a damn idiot. I raised my child. She has 10 fingers, 10 toes, has a job, has her own place, does good in life. If I can do it and be successful at it, anybody can. It don't take a genius to take care of a child. And we look at this. Not only was she not watching the kid, but these people should be in jail right now as we speak for criminal child neglect. They didn't get up to check on their kids. They didn't get up fix the kids breakfast. They didn't get up to send the kids to school. Like, how do they know that Lily wasn't feeling okay the next morning?
And that's even worse if she wasn't.
Yeah, and if she wasn't, why didn't they go check on their sick child? Right? A sick child. Didn't even check on the sick. She could be laying in the bed dead. That's why they didn't hear her. They never went to check. You know why? Because they didn't care. They didn't care to. And this ain't the first time they didn't check on these kids. It's not. They've been probably doing this for a long time, and this is the time that it backfired on them. How do we know that Lily didn't get sick and pass away and they did something to cover it up?
That's the issue, though. There's 2 children here.
Lily, what if Jack seen it? Right? They didn't want Jack to talk.
Then that goes from an accident to intentional.
Yeah, I believe it goes from an accident to intentional. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What if it's crazy because you would think you would check on your children more with them being sick, and they chose not to do that. Right. So I can't get out here and defend the parents. I can't. Because I know deep in my heart as a parent that it's their fault, right? Just not watching the child. Now they can't control if the kid ran off, but what they can control is watching it.
Their doors.
The locks on their doors. But see, my whole thing is I don't think this is the first time. And like I said, even if the kids ran off into the woods and something's tragically happened to them, it's the parents' fault for not getting up, not checking the kids, and they know that them kids were going in and out that back door. Okay. And look at that raggedy ass trailer, right? Listen, ain't nothing wrong with being poor. There's a lot of poor people. Are you telling me that door is quiet? Okay. That door ain't that quiet. That whole house looks like it's a damn technic shock waiting to happen. Okay. I don't see that door being absolutely quiet and them not being able to hear the door.
Oh wow. Hold
What?
on. I'm coming so you can hear me good. I saw a comment that
Okay.
I feel like I want to read because I didn't see this in the article and I would kind of want to find the article, but Rainbow Obsidian said Daniel in an interview with CTV News, probably that stands out to me. We're going to continue to look and probably continue to look for the rest of my life.
Problem.
But for the rest of my life?
Yeah. How do these people know
What?
how long kids are going to be gone?
Right. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Pat, for whatever you like. Okay. I'd like to get me a soda real fast. Oh, will you grab me?
Yeah, it's in the refrigerator right there.
Okay, I'll grab it.
I
Well,
can
you
get
grab
it.
it. Okay. How do these people know how long the kid's going to be gone? Now we say,
Take your heart medicine.
okay, I will in just a second. We heard Don and Candace say that, Summer Wells would never be found. We heard Chris Proudfoot say, oh, they're going to be studying this one for years. Right now, we got the father and these missing kids saying, hey, we're going to probably be searching forever. How do you know that? Wouldn't you like to think that that ain't the case? Right? Because I tend to think that these people know something we don't know. Here's the thing. Why would you look for something you know ain't coming home? Right? You know it's not coming home. So why stay there?
Or
Like
why
the
would you
mother.
look for it forever if it could possibly be next door?
When Malehya left, she knew them babies wasn't coming home. Okay? She knew or she wouldn't have left. No normal person's gonna get up and leave their children. Like I hate to compare my Chihuahua because right now all I have is a fur baby. My dog gets out. I'm not leaving that house till my dog comes home.
Hell, if my kid runs away, we're sitting at the place and looking everywhere around it
Yeah.
while I don't leave the property.
Judy says, I love my 5 cats, right? I don't blame you, right? These are your pets, things you love. You don't abandon things you love. What is family? Like Ohana. Nobody gets left behind, right? Ain't that from Lilo and Stitch?
Yes.
Nobody gets left behind, all right? And that is the truest statement ever. If you love something and care about something, you fight for it. You don't give up on it, right? And we've seen parents give up on their kids like so quickly. Like, all right, up, they're gone. Time to go to Bahamas, right? It's Lori Vallow.
Time to date new men.
Time to date new men, right? Look at we got parents like, look, the Doomsday Mama, Lori Vallow, just got done with trial, right? She killed her kids, said they were demons so she could hook up and get a booty call. Women that care about men more than their kids. Now, I think this lady wanted out of everything. She couldn't take it. She wanted away from Daniel. She wanted away from these kids. And she made that happen. Women sometimes have a way of getting what they want. I hate to talk bad about women, but y'all are just as crazy as men these days. I remember when men were the only ones crazy. Women, y'all getting a little crazy. Y'all been around dudes too long, okay? Because y'all be killing kids. Not all my people, but some of these crazy women out here. We gotta watch you.
People in the chat are saying, wasn't she made to leave? The grandmother made her leave. I've heard that she was.
You couldn't drag me away by my toenails.
Exactly. But no.
I would be digging my fingernails into the ground. I wouldn't leave my kid no matter who said what.
Right, but the argument on the property was between her mother and family side and his mother and their family side, and they're the ones that were told to leave. I didn't
What got
understand it
them
as
fighting though? Because they know something.
because her side, according to Daniel, we only heard Daniel's side of the story, so we don't truly know what actually happened. But according to Daniel, her family and his family had words or had a fight on the property, and his family told her family to leave. And then he says, and she's blocked me and she's left. And that doesn't sound to me as if she was included in being kicked off the property. Because then why would he care if she didn't? I mean, clearly I would never talk to somebody that kicked me off of their property either. But then again, if I had a missing kid, I'm not leaving.
I mean, he probably told her to leave, and then she got mad and she went and blocked them. You know, he may be wrong on the blocking because she unactivated her account.
I think he's not wrong at this point, only because when she reactivated to check her
thank you,
profile,
kindness matters.
she definitely changed
To
it
single,
to single
and ready to mingle. Okay.
If he wasn't blocked, it would still have his name back up there after it resets itself after she's
Yeah, you know, to reactivate your account and to put up there you're single but not put anything up there about your kids, it shows me right there that you don't give a damn about your kids. This woman does not care. She was emotionless. Not, she couldn't have cried if she wanted to cry. All right. I'm sadder than her to see her behavior than she was in the one and only video that she gave. At least the line daddy that acts like he's Superman, stepdaddy, at least he was out there talking, right? At least he was doing that, because the talking is important. At least it spreads awareness. And, you know, because this case could have stayed right there in Canada, but the talking has made this case blow up. And now the internet. See, once a bunch of internet people start talking about it, it goes worldwide. Okay. We control what the media is interested in, right? Once like these true crime shows, like if enough YouTubers talk about it, Nancy Grace starts talking about it. If enough YouTubers start talking about it, Court TV starts talking about it. So you got to have that support. So I knew when some of the bigger YouTubers started talking about this case that it was going to expand, that every other YouTuber was going to grab onto it. Because when we started talking about it a couple of days ago, a week ago, there was like two or three big YouTubers. Michelle Walks, Grizzly, and
that's the only one I saw.
Yeah, and then now you got more and more and more, and every day it'll grow because these smaller YouTubers are saying, okay, well, let's talk about what the bigger YouTubers. It's kind of like a path that, you know, there's a leaders of in true crime, and people kind of walk that path.
How do we know that she wasn't abused, the mother?
We don't. Okay.
But why would you wait until something horrific like this happens?
Yes, absolutely. And why wouldn't you be screaming to the top of your lungs right now, find my babies? He beats on me. You're safe now. You're away from them. The police are involved. Why would you be scared of them now? Okay. It don't make no sense. Even if he was like, I'm going to get you, bitch. As soon as I see you, you know, at this point, there's no more of that. There's no more abuse. There's every cop in Canada is involved. It's a national case. So you could tell it right now if you wanted to. I'm starting to think maybe there was some abuse in the house, but I don't think it's at the level that she's scared of Daniel. Okay. Possibly didn't want to be with him anyway. And I don't trust her. I do not trust malehya. I know everybody's trying to point the finger at Daniel. I'm pointing the finger at both of them until there's some explanation, because right now, to me, both of them are responsible. They were both there.
I want to say something about that. There was people that happened to catch a lot of screenshots on her post on her profile before she went silent and deactivated, and a lot of pictures of the two of them together. The post on the pictures, like her commentary, the love of my life, I couldn't live without you, some real like deep like, and I hate that I'm being this way about it, because like I can
What if he's abused like me?
Shut up. I knew you were getting ready to go there. I knew you were getting ready to go there because I was getting ready
It
to say
happens. I'm scared. If I blink twice, then help. Only one eye working because she punched me in the other one. Okay.
Stop. These people are gonna believe you.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay.
I'm getting you that shirt.
Scared. Scared.
I'm getting you that shirt. You're gonna wear it in public now.
I mean, every man is not the abuser. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Every man is not the abuser out here. Okay. There's some of us that are scared. All right. There's some of us that may say the wrong thing and get stabbed in our sleep. Okay. So every man ain't out here kicking off in a woman's ass. Okay. Because you women are scary. Y'all, I had to sleep. I'm nice to PJ. You know why? Because I got to sleep around her. Okay. I got to lay down and close my eyes and go to sleep. You don't want to make a woman mad and then go to sleep. And just.
That's a thing I seen a meme the other day. That's funny you say that. That said, that if you're with a woman and you're not a little bit scared of her, you're not with the right woman.
There you go. Right. And like, and then when me and PJ met, she asked me, she said, "You got a girlfriend?"
No, I did not.
Like, no, she's like, "Well, now you do. Now you do, right?" And I'm like, "Hey, right? You do now. You do now, right?" So yeah, you don't want to make a woman. Listen, guys are crazy. Women, y'all are way crazier, right? Like, I would never get no sleep if I was mean to PJ. I'd be like, this woman is going to stab me in the throat as soon as I close my eyes. But so many women believe that men are so abusive. And I ain't going to lie, there are some shitbag guys out there that give men bad names and do beat on women and do these things. I think most of them dudes don't have daughters. Okay. Because how can you have a daughter and then beat on a woman? Okay. Because would you want somebody doing that to your daughter? Would you? I tell you now, man, hit my kid, I'm going to prison, right? So them people, them ain't men. They're shitbags. Okay, just total shitbags. Um, and we live in an era now where, you know, some women wear the pants in the house. Some, and if you ain't scared, I think PJ may be right. You probably ain't with the right woman. Okay.
It shouldn't be scared. It's more like a common courtesy.
A little fear, right? I may say the wrong thing, get my eyeballs clawed out my face. Right? I ain't playing.
Never take.
Dolly, you need to do the left eye, not the right eye. I don't know. My eyes don't work. Okay, they all kind of blinking the wrong eye, one eye at a time. We're gonna get a signal that she don't know about though. Okay. If I rub my hat and scratch my nose, that means send help. Okay. We can't let her know though. We can't let her know. So all I'm saying is every man is not abusive. Okay. Some relationships are hostile and both people like to abuse each other. There's those situations too. Have you ever seen one of them couples that all they do is fight, and as soon as you say something, they turn on you, right? They enjoy fighting. They can fight with each other, but you ain't allowed to say shit, right? So I know everybody knows a couple like that. That all they do is fight, but love each other to death. Like Don and Candace Wells. All they do is fight, shit talk each other, but they love each other. They're gonna go to the grave together, right? They know what they did too, but either way, I'm saying is they're together forever. And you know this. They are.
It wasn't by choice either.
Maybe not by choice, but they're together forever, right? And all they do is bicker and fight and accuse each other of killing their own baby.
You see Candace walking down the driveway.
So yeah, every week, yeah, they get drunk together, start headbutting, slapping each other.
That's the worst. When people drink together and they're like that.
Oh my God, that's a good thing we don't do a whole lot of drinking, right? Or at
No.
least you don't. Good thing I'm still alive. But I don't know. With the families fighting, it's like the families know something we don't know. I don't think everything's being told. I mean, what happened that day might be being told, and that might not even be true. But there's more to this situation, right? There's more to this situation. And, I'm seeing more and more people think these children were sold.
I don't see that. I don't know how people.
A lot of people think it. A lot of, this is all speculation, but people are thinking them children were sold because I guess when you see people that are poor, you think they need money, right? And some poor people don't even want money. They're happy being poor, I mean, they're happy in their life. I don't know if they're happy being poor, but they're happy no matter what.
If you would want money, wouldn't you try to get another job or
What
do
if you
something
what
else
if you
to
live
get
in the
money?
middle of nowhere in Canada and there's no work? And then somebody goes, "Hey, I'll give you $20,000 for your daughter and your son." You know what I'm saying? I mean, people adopt kids out, basically sell kids. You know, you got to pay these organizations to adopt kids. That's almost the same as selling a kid.
I
So
mean, it is because you have to buy it.
yeah, and I mean, people buy kids. I mean, we have what Susie that calls in here to this show all the time. She went to China and she paid what $10,000
Adopt kids.
for each kid,
Yeah.
right? So she paid $10,000, and I don't know if that's
So
in
she's never gonna
paperwork.
harm her kids. She
She
pays a lot of
loves her
money.
kids,
Yeah.
right? She loves her kids, and but I guess she thought that adoption agency was easier getting them from China, and
I can't imagine there's a lot of people
she
just
went and basically paid to get those kids. I mean, I guess that's in fees or whatever,
no, it's Illuminati's birthday.
but she loves her kids. She's raised them. She's had them since they were babies, and they're teenagers now. And
Somebody said she did a live stream where she was attempting to catch him cheating.
oh Lord,
She did a full episode of
but
Cheaters.
here's my point: is some of these people pay all this money, but they love the kids and they give the kids good homes. Like I said, the two kids from China, they were lucky there was somebody like Susie,
There's always
right?
bad people too, though.
But there's
Remember,
always bad people. That's right, because some people want to buy kids that want to love kids and have a family, and then there's some people that want to SA kids. You know.
oh, her birthday was yesterday. Just kidding.
Okay, so there is that. You know, it's a double-edged sword, and it's the same thing with like social
Every single
services
thing.
and adoptions. Sometimes when the social services take kids, they go to good families where they're treated better, and then sometimes they go to worse situations where they're abused. So everything where there's good, there's also bad in it too, you know. So, but
Captain Kurt wants to know if she got charged the tariff. That was way before then.
and you know, somebody called in that was in the system. Remember, Elevated Truth called in and said, "Listen, these kids are going missing from these foster homes. There's all these kids going missing in the system, and they're never accounted for. They're just lost in the shuffle."
I mean, that's how Orland Orson West were.
Yeah, the Cal City boys.
They never found them.
Yeah,
Either.
they adopted them out, and they went to foster parents, and then the foster parents unalived the children. So the system's broken. There's no perfect way to do any of this, but you know, and they're saying that the reason they take so many kids is so they can make a profit off of it. That's crazy to think, but you know, so many people thinking kids are being sold. I understand it, right? Like I 3 years ago I thought they did sell children. I was like, they don't sell kids. I've never seen a sign one time that says kid for sale or buy a kid here or you know, but
Apparently, that area was known and bad for trafficking.
yeah, it's a big underground $1 billion industry on trafficking children, and it's a global epidemic, not just in America, not just in Canada, but I mean all around the world. These kids end up on these islands, okay? And we know what island we're talking about. I want Hillary Clinton to come kill me, so I ain't gonna mention their names. But we know that these high powerful people are abusing kids. Look at P. Diddy. Right now, we're
Yeah.
going to his trial. Look at Justin Bieber. Right
I
now.
can't even understand. P. Diddy's, actually, no, Epstein's main witness said she was never going to unalive herself if she does something happen and all of a sudden she's found unalive.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's scary.
it's scary. That's why I don't say that woman's name 3 times, because there's powerful people in our country and around the world that are abusing these kids, and they're using them as part of rituals and weird things like that. Like, you remember Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? They were talking about adrenochrome. Now you come find out that shit's real. And if you go back to like these occultist type people, like the West Memphis Three and Damien Echoes, when he said that the younger the child is, the more pure the blood is, and the younger the better. It's creepy. And there's people out here in this world that believe this. Maybe that I don't know because I'm not in those circles, but I know it's a real thing, right? It's definitely a real thing. And Hollywood tips us off to some of it, right? Just like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. They were like, oh, this is made with the tears of babies. And they scare the babies so their adrenaline rushes.
That's adrenochrome.
Yeah.
It's blood.
No, he said it was bottled tears.
Oh God. Uber Fuber says, "Hi Dolly, I'm a new subscriber. I'm a behavioral statement analyst in UK. Both parents have guilty knowledge. They both know exactly what happened."
I agree with you, and I'm not a behavior analysis,
Analysis.
but I know people. I've been around people for 50 years, okay, my whole life, and I've seen a lot in those 50 years. And you know, in true crime for years now, in true crime, and I let everybody, you know, I've sat here and talked to baby killers in person, right? Sat right with them. You know, I've been with parents that have had their kids kidnapped. I've been there. I've done that. I have that experience. I didn't learn in school. I learned on my feet in the field. Okay. Never in a million years did I think I would have experience in this type stuff, but I do because I've been doing this and going to these locations and meeting these people for the last 3.5 years. And if one thing I think is I find in all these cases, and this is for my behavior person out there, there's a disconnect. Okay. I don't know why there's a disconnect. Like with my kid, there's no disconnect. You're my arm, you're part of me, we're together, we're in this together, you're my family. These people are distant from these people. They like it's even though you're a mother, some mothers don't bond with their children, or there's a reason they hate their children. In the case of Leilani Simon hated her baby daddy, right? She had 3 kids, 3 different men, okay? But she only hated one kid. And that's because she hated that kid's father. So when she looked at that baby, she seen him, okay?
Her mother's the one that convinced her to keep the baby.
Oh, Leilani's mother? Yeah, Billy Joe. How?
She wanted to.
So for some reason, she had this disconnect with that child. She never connected with the child. She constantly abused the child in front of people. And eventually, she unalived the baby, threw the baby in the dumpster. And y'all see me go to her murder trial and watch her ass go to prison.
We went to sentencing, yeah.
Sentencing, right? So, and it's like the same thing when I went up to New Hampshire for the Adam Montgomery. I want to see these monsters get rock and go. I want to see the look on their face when they get these years. That's why I go, right? I got, listen, I don't have to do these things. I could fly out to Hawaii. I could be in LA. I could be in Vegas. I could be anywhere in I want to be. But this is what I want to see. I want justice. And I like to see the arm of justice come down. I truly do. Like I want to see the look on your face when you know you ain't never getting out of fucking prison.
Some people in chat want to talk about postpartum depression.
It's real. There's women that have these.
How far out though? At 16 months? Same thing with Quentin. He was what, 19 months?
I mean, it's hard for a man to talk about it because I've never had a baby, right? So I don't really know if that's a real thing. I hear it's real.
I feel like at 16 months, you've had enough time to get help if you were having thoughts of harming your baby.
I do know when women are pregnant that they're going through all these chemical changes in their mind and stuff in their brain, and things happen. Like,
why is Luann saying Leilani's already out? You are wrong.
No, Leilani is 40 years from now, 50 years. She got 40 plus 10, 50 years. She'll be out when she's 72.
Oh God, I have to delete that because of the stuff. But
72 years she'll be out.
It's real. My ex-boyfriend's first wife slit her baby's throat at 3 months. They were on Oprah in the 80s.
Wow.
I mean, I believe it.
Wow. I mean,
hormones
are crazy. Because when I was with my baby's mama, she acted a little crazy when she was pregnant at times, and I understood it even afterwards. I don't want to talk bad about anybody or anything like that.
But she was talking about Montgomery. Kayla.
She would have never killed our child, though. Caleb Montgomery?
She's out.
Yeah, Caleb Montgomery's out.
That's who she was talking
We,
about.
might, we should go see her. You know, I have a viewer that her brother dates Kayla's mom. Do you know that? They hit me up and said my brother is dating Kayla Montgomery's mom.
I heard there may be an update on Harmony. Big Bird called me this morning about something too.
I mean, we're right here, not far from New Hampshire. Maybe we should see if we can get in contact with Kayla.
I've never been to New Hampshire. I want to check that off. And did you know Rhode Island is literally like this big? Is anyone here from Rhode Island? I'm just curious.
I couldn't sit there with Michaela and not get mad. I couldn't. I mean, I cried so hard during that court case. Like, I couldn't even help it. I couldn't even fight the tears. When they brought out the brief.
Oh, Luann said it's me. My brother dates her mom.
Okay. See, I knew it was somebody.
So you did get my message, she said.
Yeah, I got your message that your brother dates her mom. Wow. I mean, I went by the mom's house when I was there in New Hampshire. I didn't go up to knock on the door and try to talk to her or anything, but I did go by just to see the location of the house because I like to see the scenes. I think I'm one of those people. I think it's the empath in me that I have to be there to see it and feel it. You know, like most people are good with just seeing it on the internet. I'm not. I got to go to the location. I got to be there firsthand, and then I know. And then once I know, you can't convince me otherwise, right? Because I'm a vibe person. Once my vibrator goes, I'm locked in at that point, and I know I ain't wrong. I'm like, there's no way in this world that I'm wrong.
Global News has an update. Let me pull it up.
And I went to all the locations of Harmony Montgomery when I was in New Hampshire. I've been to all the locations of the Karen Reed. You know, when in Georgia, I went to all the locations of Quentin Simon. Tennessee, all the locations of Summer Wells.
Did you pull this up if I send it? It's got a small video with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Send it to my Facebook.
I am.
So I've been, going to these locations since I started. And I think that's what really locked me into true crime is because at first when I was watching Summer Wells, it was kind of like a TV show to me. You don't, like, I knew it was real, right? And it started to get emotional. Like, my heart was breaking for the little girl. But when I showed up at her house, the feeling that I got was crushing, heartbreaking. It felt like somebody ripped my damn heart out.
When I sat in that room with Candace, it felt like I couldn't breathe in there. Like her burden she's carrying is so heavy.
It's so much realer. Like, listen, I know it's real. But when you are involved in it and you're there and you're looking at the locations where it ain't like a TV show anymore. It's way far from any of that. And that day that I was standing on Ben Hill Road, I knew I wanted to do something to help. I just didn't know what I could do to help because I'm one idiot. Okay. Just one idiot ass dude. And had never done anything like this. I just knew I wanted to help, but I didn't know how. And now I'm starting to get my stride and know how to help these families and do what I can do and bring awareness to it. So I kind of know the direction I'm going in now. But 3.5 years ago, I had no clue. It was just like I watched the show, and then next thing you know, I'm there. And because I wanted to do something. And I think, and back then I didn't think one person could help. I didn't. But you can. Everybody in this world, you can make a difference. It may not be a huge difference, but if everybody does their part and makes a little difference, it goes so far.
Right, because you vocalizing how you want to help and coming to help will make other people also feel the same way and want to come help join you.
Hopefully it'll inspire somebody, just the story I told you, that you can make a difference in people's lives. Even one person, I didn't know that in the beginning, right? But I've helped so many people along the way. And my goal was, I always told myself, if I could help one person, if I could help just one person, I feel like I done my job. I done my part, right? And now I've done way past the help one person thing, right? I've been involved in all kind of cases. So, and now it's just to continue doing what we do and help as many people as I can. At first, it was just like, if I help one person, I'm good. Now it's to help as many people as I humanly can while I can. I feel Dan is just weird and has strong suspicion, but doesn't know 100%. I read Don did more parenting than mom. Maybe mom was jealous. Thoughts? I don't know. Um, what I do know is on that given day, both of them failed Lily and Jack. Right? Same thing in the Summer Wells case. On that given day, they failed Summer Wells. Same thing with Sebastian Rogers. On that given day, Katie failed Sebastian, right? And I say that given day because here's the thing. You could have been great parents 364 days of the year, but you wasn't great parents 365 days of the year. People can fail. It only takes, listen, you can win a million times, but you fail once. That's all it takes in kid cases, right? In life, you can fail a million times and you only got to win once. But in kids, you can never fail those kids. You got to pass. You got to have an A every day, okay? Or at least a high B. Okay, a high B I'll let you work with. But you got to score A every day when you have a child. There's no room for error. There's no room for mistakes. These mistakes and these little errors lead to tragedy. And we've seen it and seen it and seen it. Over the last 3.5 years, I've had my heart broke more times than I can think from people fucking up. True statement. I mean, I can't be more honest than that. It only takes a little slip up. And in most of these cases we discuss, there's there's a lot of times there's that. Not every time. Sometimes people do everything right and their kids still end up missing, right? It you can be that's the scary thing, right? You can do everything right and your kids still come up missing. You can do one thing wrong and your kid come up gone. But if we look at what the police have done and the manpower they've used for these kids are not in the woods, okay? They're not in the woods, and they didn't just vanish, okay? They didn't just vanish. Police say they can't rule out the possibility of abduction, which I say the same thing. Never rule that out. I don't. Much as I think these parents are suspicious, Daniel and Malehya, I don't rule out the possibility of abduction. It's a real thing. Sometimes strangers are there. There's crimes of opportunity. But even with that crime of opportunity, I still believe that Daniel and Malehya failed Lily and Jack. If they'd have been watching them, there would have never been a crime of opportunity. Okay? There has to be some type of mishaps. And here's the thing. They know nobody came in that house, but yet they don't know how that Jack and Lily slipped out and didn't hear nothing. Well, if they were able to slip out, how do you know somebody didn't slip into the house? Predators break into homes all the time. Okay, you look at a lot of these killers and these kidnappers. Elizabeth Smart, she was kidnapped from the bedroom of her home. Okay, Okay, am I back? Am I back? All right. Some reason my laptop froze up. I mean, the whole thing. I'm talking about I was hitting Control Alt Delete, trying to fix everything. I couldn't move my mouse. I had to power down the laptop, power everything back up. I don't even know where I was at in what I was talking about, but shit happens. Okay, I'm due for a new laptop. I've had this one for 3 years. I've had this since Quentin Simon in Georgia. It is not the greatest laptop. I'm surprised it's made it as far as it has, but this laptop has been around the whole country with me, um, everywhere, right? So I do have multiple screens, but this laptop only has one USB that works left. All the other jacks are broke on it, and but I've been using it, right? Like I'm one of those people that I don't go out and spend money until this one absolutely dies, like it's done, it's a wrap. So to me, it still has a little bit of life in it. Okay. Well, Apple products are the best. Well, you got to have Apple product money, right? I think I paid like $400 for this at Walmart. Like, so, but it has, I can say this, I've gotten my money's worth out of this laptop, and like, I haven't treated it like really great, right? Like I throw it in the bag, throw the bag down. It's made it. Okay. It ain't the best. It ain't the best. But
Did you go over the new article?
no, I didn't get to it. My computer crashed.
Okay.
Did you send it to me?
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me pull it up then.
Teeny tiny baby Dove bar soap is so cute.
All right. Okay.
I
Easily.
wish you could brought our soap though. It's not as soft skin.
Okay. So let me pull up this article. Is it an article or a video?
It's a small video and there's an article. I can read the
Okay.
article if you need me to, but the video has like helicopter footage or something.
Okay. All right. Let me pull it up. All right. Let me share it so people can see it. Present. Share screen.
Elevated
Window.
Truth. What's up, Elevated Truth?
Microsoft tab. I would say it's this one, right?
No, the one that says search for missing. You're gonna share that. It's the one that said search for missing.
Oh, you're right. A little bit here. Stop screen. All right. Search.
It's the
Window.
third one. Oh,
It's the third one right here.
search for missing. Yeah.
Okay. Add to stage.
And he said, if you're not working and as a parent in Canada, you get $1,800 per month per child for stay-at-home parents.
What?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Let's turn volume up.
Heat exhaustion, you get cold at night, you've got water. It's difficult. You've got blowdown from the last storms from Fiona. You've got bugs, you've got heat exhaustion, you get cold at night, you've got water pouring down on your head. This terrain is not flat. There's holes and crevices and bogs. It's a lot of work. It's physical exhaustion for these searchers when they're out there doing their thing.
5 days in, County are feeling discouraged as they continued their 24/7 efforts to locate Lee and Jack Sullivan. On Tuesday, the agents received some extra boots on the ground as some of New Brunswick's search and rescue teams answered the call to alleviate pressure on their Nova Scotian neighbors, many of whom have been on the site since Friday. And according to the RCMP, the goal of the search remains the same.
Police are pursuing all investigative avenues, and there's a variety of teams involved who are applying the tools and the skills and the expertise needed to locate and bring Lily and Jack home. This does remain a missing person investigation.
She adds they have been using infrared detecting drones to search throughout the night, hoping the children are out there somewhere alive and will be able to pick up on their body heat.
Yeah,
Despite
well,
only
yeah, if you
qualified
did,
personnel cleared to
you won't get
participate in the official search effort, the community of Pictou County is doing everything they can to help from afar, including donating sandwich meats and coffee to clearing their fields for helicopters to land in. Because when one family's children go missing in rural Nova Scotia, the concern is felt by all.
This isn't about speculation. This is not about what ifs. This is about the fact that this as a community is looking for Jack and Lily. We want to see them come home. This isn't just people you see or hear about on the media. These are our people.
Ella MacDonald, Global News, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia.
Okay.
And the chat is saying it's more like 400 to 700 a child. I'm not sure what's accurate, but it's not 1,800.
Okay.
And that seems to have been footage from like the beginning. They're not searching for infrared because they basically said if they believed the kids were alive, they wouldn't have pulled the search at that press conference, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that don't mean they ain't still trying with drones and technology, but as far as they believe, these children are no longer with us. They think the chances of them surviving out there on their own at 6 and 4 years old is very slim. I mean, you got to remember, you can go a month, you can go 6 months without eating, but you can only go up to 3 days without water.
Drinking, yep.
Yeah.
And what's funny, somebody in chat said, y'all really think the sliding door didn't make noise? The fact that he had the fact he felt he needed to clarify the sliding door was silent as a church mouse simply means that it was not.
Yeah, that's what I
Because I mean, if it was nothing to
look
that
at the house. I mean, the steps, the porch look rickety and raggedy. I mean, it sounded like it'd be like creaking and crackling, and everything looked like it made noise.
But no, listen, if you're telling a true story and if you're just saying, hey, the kids went out the back door, I don't know how they got out, I'm sorry, it's a mistake, you're not going to say, oh, and the sliding door, it's not.
You know
like,
what
it's
gets
silent.
me is when people say, if I'm going to be honest with you,
yeah,
I'm thinking, well, ain't you honest? Shouldn't you be honest all the time? Right. But now I'm going to be honest with you.
I got to tell you something. Someone sent me a small clip from a channel we're not mentioning, but they were joking us for buying the detective cards. I bought those cards, not Dolly. He would never buy cards like that. I feel better when I look at something on paper. Plus, I feel that if you pay for something instead of just sending super chat money, you're actually getting money's worth for stuff. And I like the deception detective, but that's one of his main cards on in his deck is that if you say, honestly, I have to tell you this, or to tell you the truth, it usually is or it can be a sign of a falsehood.
I mean, I don't need a deck of cards to know when somebody's lying.
You're not the one that wanted them or bought them. It was me. And actually, I got a cash app for one of my subscribers on my channel to buy them.
Yeah, I like the deception detective. I think his deck is a good deck. I looked through it and I agreed with a lot of what his cards say. But
the only reason
I knew this from experience anyway. I'm good at telling when you're lying.
Most people, like for you, you can say, oh, he's doing this because of that. I have to actually visualize it and see it on paper. I sometimes even have to rewrite it myself to be able to comprehend why or how or what.
I'm an idiot, but I'm also a borderline genius.
You're a genius.
Okay. That's just how I describe myself to people. I'm an idiot, but I'm damn near borderline genius.
That's so funny. People think the way you talk, like hillbilly accent or whatever they call it,
that I'm stupid.
That you're stupid, and you're literally smarter than every single one of those people.
See, that's where you got the upper hand, because when people think I'm stupid, I'll play stupid, right? Because that's the easiest way to be. I already know the deal. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna think I'm stupid, then I'll let you think I'm stupid. I think that's a win for me every time, right? Because it just is.
My point in saying that, though, is usually I think they say that liars give too many details or over explain themselves. So when you catch the parent saying stuff like, well, they snuck out the back door, it's so silent, we can never hear it. That's why. So they're over explaining why they're stating these things as fact. And clearly the door is probably, you had detectives there, right? They probably opened the door. They could probably hear the door. I would bet money it's not a silent door.
Show me. Go open the door and let me play it live and let me hear how it goes. Walk around out there. It's hard to tell without being there. It is really hard to tell without being in a location how everything actually is. I can look at that trailer and know without a doubt that the damn door is not quite as yeah, it's a church mouse. It don't take much, does it? You can look at how raggedy everything is. The door don't even look like it's aligned right. Probably squeaks and creaks and all kinds of stuff when you open it. And the thing was, he did say he had to always get on to Lily and Jack about shutting the door. So they were going in and out that door a lot. And I don't think there was as good of parents as they described themselves. Because if you're a good parent, you don't have to tell people how good of a parent you are. All right.
Right, and that's one thing that Katie did. Katie Proudfoot, when she said, he said, I love you, mama. And like, you're not going to recount that part of the story. That's just a normal, like,
Yeah, like a good parent ain't going to sit around and tell you how good of a parent they are. They're just going to say they're a parent.
I'm not going to recall a phone call that I had with you and be like, okay, and then we hung up and he was like, I love you. And then I was like, I love you too. And it's just not a part of an importance of a story.
Every glass door in a trailer makes noise. Yeah, I ain't never had one. I've lived in some apartments that had glass doors. I've never lived in a trailer with glass line doors. And I've only lived in a trailer once, and that's why a house was being built. Okay, they were building a house, and I stayed in a trailer till the house was built. But it didn't have a sliding glass door. It wasn't even that nice of a trailer. It was pretty bad. It wasn't dirty though. Okay, it didn't have shit all over the yard. It didn't look like a Techno shop, but it wasn't the nicest trailer. And I only lived in it for, I think, 6 to 8 weeks while they were finishing up the house. But I did technically live in a trailer for a little while. So I mean, I get it, and there ain't nothing wrong with living in a trailer. You got to live within inside your and love in the home. That's really all it takes to make a house. You can live in a cardboard box, and if you got love and it ain't dirty, that's a home, right? I mean, it ain't the best home, but if you're not getting rained on and you're warm and not cold, and that's really all you need. I don't have anything wrong with people, living in trailers or being poor, but it's being trashy that I think is my biggest thing. That like just because you broke don't mean you got to be trashy. I can't stand trashy people, right? Like even if you ain't got no class, act like you do, right? That's fake it till you make it, right? If you just happy with being a piece of shit, then that's what you're going to be. But I believe in dream big, and you'll eventually catch your dreams, and clean up a little bit. They didn't have jobs, right? If you ain't got no job and your house is dirty, there's a problem, okay? Because you got nothing but time to clean your damn house. If you got a job and you working 13 hours a day, I can understand your house being dirty. Be like, bitch, I've been at work all day. I ain't had time to clean this stuff. I'll get to it when I get to it. I can understand that, right? You tired. You want to get home, go to sleep. But you ain't pick up. You left the shit messy. I get it. You don't got a job and you ain't did nothing and your house is still messy. Like, what the hell you been doing? Okay. Like, I don't get it. You can clean so cheaply. Yes. I mean, you can a little bit of water, a rag goes a long way. Okay. A little bit.
Fabulosos they sell at the dollar store.
I was saying cleaning your yard up, cutting the grass, that ain't hard to do, right? These days I got a ride lawnmower, so I got but I remember when I had the push mower, it was a little hard because I got a big yard, right? I got a big ass yard. So sometimes the grass would be a little higher than it should be. But now I got a ride lawnmower. I keep the grass cut. It's work, So, but now, I got the right lawnmower. I zip around that while I'm drinking a slushy. You know what I'm saying? I be GT and just getting it, right? Just getting it on the right lawnmower. But the grass is cut, right? So, and I'm always tinkering with things, doing things. Right now, my yard could probably be a little tiny bit cleaner, parts of it, because I've been cutting wood right? Working on a deck. So I got pieces of scrap wood piled up in a certain area. The whole yard ain't messy, but I got a little bit of wood piled up from cuts, like, cutting off 2x4s and cutting off deck wood. And I threw them in a pile. So the pile is sitting there, but as far as my yard's clean, but I got a little bit of stuff in the yard. I mean, that's acceptable, right? Like a little bit of stuff, like I'm going to get to it. I just haven't done it yet. But when it looks like you ain't cleaned your yard ever, like that shit looked like they never tried to even do nothing, they didn't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to judge the people without 100% knowing their situation. But there's no reason to have 3 small kids in your yard look like that. That's an unsafe environment for children to play. Okay, nails and rusty wood and shit they can get cut, shit they can get hurt on. And to me, it's like, you can do better than that, right? You can do better than that. You ain't working. You can spend one day out in that yard and that whole place look like a different place. The kids' play area is dangerous and it looks, yes, that's what I'm saying. It's an unsafe environment for the house. And if your outside's looking that bad, what does the inside look like, right? We really don't know what the inside conditions of that house was. There is video of them at a birthday party, but I'm not sure if that's in the trailer or not. Some people just ain't good at cleaning too, right? Some people just are not cleaners. Dolly's tip jar, thank you for posting that, Sage. Apparently the parents are drug addicts. The home is filthy and unsafe, and I'm pretty sure they were murdered. I've seen CPS give great parents a hard time, and those folk keep pushing babies. Ryan, yes, I mean allegedly. We gotta say allegedly here, because we honestly don't know, right? Some people in these groups are saying that the dad and mom are good people. And then some people are saying they're drug addicts, right? So we don't know. We honestly don't know. So I would say, you may be right, but you may be wrong. I mean, I really don't know. We're kind of speculating here, and the yard's dirty. So you got to think, if the yard's dirty, the inside's probably dirty. We do know that he was arrested in 2011 for drug possession, but that was later dropped. So at some point in his life, he had something going on with drugs. Okay. I don't know if today he has anything going on with drugs, because let's be honest, in the last interviews we've seen of Daniel, he looks sober. So he didn't do no drugs before these interviews, but most people don't. They didn't go, I'm going TV, let me do these drugs. But then again, look at celebrities. They go out there, tore up from the floor up. And
some people get to drugs when they're stressed out, like in a situation like this.
Yeah, Billy Joe.
Says she doesn't.
We said,
but I believe she did. And
we said at the same time, Billy Joe was clean, working a good job, and then when Leilani killed her baby, Billy Joe was out there high as a kite. I don't know what she was high on, if it was prescription medication.
She wasn't, but I feel like she was, and it's understandable if she was, because
yeah, stress.
When you're in that situation, right?
It's never really understandable. Like, we get it, but it's not acceptable.
No, it's not. I didn't say acceptable.
Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah, it's understandable that stress has led you to relapse, but it's never acceptable to have a missing kid and be sitting on your front yard high as a fucking kite.
Absolutely not.
Right? Like, and we seen that. The whole world seen that because Dolly was out there videotaping it. Right? So that's been, I mean, they still hold a little grudge against me for showing the world who they are. Right? But yeah, they'll get over it. They'll get over it. It's like, listen, we did that because we cared about your child. That's it. People had to know what was going on. It's just one of those things. We want the truth, and that's it. That's all it ain't to hurt people. It's just we want to bring the truth to people. What's
Sometimes
real.
The truth hurts.
Sometimes there you go. Prime example, what PJ said. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes you don't see the ugly parts of you. Sometimes you have to be shown it. Even me. I don't always see the bad things with me. Sometimes it has to be pointed out to me, and I go, yeah, I need to fix that a little bit, or I need to work on that part of me. Sometimes I have to be shown. And I think that was their biggest thing. And maybe they didn't see their flaws that other people were seeing, and then they got to see it in 4K. You know what I'm saying? And then that was hard to deal with, and you attack the messenger. Because in all this, I'm just a messenger. You know what they say, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just a messenger. I just try to give a voice to the voiceless, and I give my opinion. Now, why so many people get mad about my opinion, I don't know. I think it's because so many people listen to me, right? But my opinion don't matter no more than your opinion, anybody in this chat room's opinion, right? I just have a platform for mine. So people get more mad about my opinion when I say something than most people's, right? Because there's so many people listening to my opinion. But I never want to push my opinion on you guys. Like I don't push my religion onto you guys. I don't want to push my opinion onto you guys. I don't want to run an echo chamber where everybody got to believe the same thing that I believe. This is an open discussion room. It always has been. You're more than welcome to believe anything. If you're in here and you think, Dolly, these parents are absolutely innocent, you're wrong. You're perfectly welcome here. Okay? Perfectly welcome.
I'm not going to change our opinion based on you saying that, though.
Yeah, you're not going to change my. You may change my opinion if you
With
come with
facts.
valid information and facts. You could possibly change my opinion. All right. I keep an open mind to everything. To everything. I'm not locked in on one thing.
Even Karen
Reed, right? We've been discussing the shoe for the last couple of days, me and PJ, we're like, all right, and we need to break out the pink shirts yet, right? Just joking, just joking, right? Like, I don't know. This is a pink shirt moment. Like this shit ain't adding up, right? And then if it becomes something that sways my opinion, listen, the one thing we're entitled to as adults here, we can change our mind.
That's not called flip flopping. That's changing your input or opinion based on
facts. Yeah, like that ain't flip flopping. That is actually like, whoa, this is new information coming, and this may change the case a little bit. And maybe I have been on the wrong side of something here. Maybe there is a little more corruption than I thought there was. I don't know. We'll let it see, right? It don't change anything. I'm still here to support John O'Keefe and his family.
That's what it's been about.
And that's what it should have been about for everybody is John O'Keefe, right? If Karen Reed is innocent, the evidence will prove she's innocent. Okay? So however that works out, that works out. Like I've always said, if she goes to prison, I won't lose no sleep. If she don't go to prison, I won't lose no sleep. I just want justice with John O'Keefe's family, no matter what that justice is. That's what it's about for me, is the rightness of it all. I don't want to see the wrong person go to prison, right? Just anybody, let's put anybody in prison. You have to earn that spot. Even though the evidence is pointing to Karen Reed in this case that we're up here for now, there's some things that don't make sense. And there's some things that are bad police work, right? Not that I think she's innocent. I just think the police, you did a shitty job up here in Boston. Y'all did. You do don't need to investigate shit. Okay,
I think they did a lot with what they could.
With what they had, considering circumstances. Yeah.
At the same time, I do see where there's possible corruption, but you have to ask yourself: would you rather that she have done it and go free due to the corruption, or do you think a little bit of corruption should be punished to the cops? Which I mean, Proctor got fired.
I'll say this: lock them all up. Lock the police up. Lock her up. Lock Alan Jackson up. Lock all them motherfuckers up. Is what I say at this point. I'm over all of them. I'm like, good Lord. But like I said, you're always. I don't want to keep an open mind in all this. Don't lock in on one thing and not be able to. If information comes out that you're so locked into it that it can't persuade your opinion on something, right? I'm not right about everything, okay? I might not be right about this case we're appearing on now, right? I'm starting to have some doubts a little bit in the back of my mind. I think I got it. I'm right, but it's never 100% because to be honest, none of us were there. We wasn't there when Jack and Lily went missing. We wasn't there when Karen Reed ran over John O'Keefe. So we got to use the information that comes out at the time to come up with our decisions. And sometimes that information changes. Like information in Jack and Lily's case may change. And we need to, if it does, we need to be prepared to accept that and recalculate, right? It's like a math problem. So sometimes you have to do that. So don't box yourself in. I think she's guilty, but could somebody come in here and convince me she's innocent? Possibly, if you had factual information that pointed to her innocence, or even the parents. If you had factual information that came in here and said Jack and Lily's parents had nothing to do with this, I could accept that, right? So that's why I say this is an open discussion. Nobody's wrong at this point in time because we don't know all the facts yet. And once all the facts come out, then we'll know who was right and who was wrong in this case. Okay, well, look, I'm getting ready to get out of here, guys. You let me know what you think happened to Jack and Lily in the comment box down below. Are they going to be found? Are these kids no longer with us? That's the questions I'm asking today. So take a second and leave a comment. I read every single comment that you guys leave. We're going to get ready to pack up and head to Canton. We're going to go down to Fairview. Maybe I will go back live for all my Karen Reed people out here that don't watch my channel because Karen Reed people don't like me. They think she's innocent.
That's because for a long time they were voicing their opinions and stating that you were responding like saying that they were stupid.
Yeah, well.
I believe some of their opinions were stupid for fact, but
yeah. I mean, they don't. But if you base your opinions on facts, then it's okay. But if you base your opinion on gossip and stuff, it's a little bit different to me. But anyway, I will be live. I might be back live when we get down to Fairview.
And make sure you follow my channel in case I go live.
Yeah.
After his.
And if you want to see more of the behind the scenes stuff of me and PJ hanging out here in Boston.
The real life rats last night.
Yeah, she showed the rats last night. Follow PJ Vision, right? It's the same as Dolly Vision, but you just put PJ Vision. And that's usually when we're just hanging out, being us and doing whatever we're doing on the town. We stream it on PJ's channel. Okay. So we still talk true crime there.
Yeah, because
right?
we talk about that in our real life.
Yeah, we're true crime people. So even in our real life, when you're getting more of us as being us, we still discuss true crime constantly. It's just a part of our life and who we are. So definitely add that channel, and you'll get some behind the scenes stuff of Karen Reed and all that stuff there of us traveling and adventures and like we bought a tiki yesterday. Okay. I'm gonna go in debt and had to sell some blood to pay for it. But we were driving.
That was a cool ass tiki though.
We drove by a roadside attraction, I guess you would call it, but they made real tikis, like tiki men. And I've been working on my yard with the pool and the palm trees. And
I don't even think I showed a picture on my page. I showed it of the progress, but I hadn't gotten a picture with the palm tree.
Oh,
so
like now, but people see my deck, I built a big flower box onto it. I got palm trees and flowers all in it. It's pretty, right? Never knew Dolly was so handy, right? But I built the deck, a tri-level deck. So the deck has a table and chairs on one level. You go up to the second level, it takes you into my house. The third level takes you up to the deck of the pool. And then on the third level, I have a big flower box I built with palm trees and different and like reclining chairs so you can lay out in the sun. So it's pretty cool. So now I added the tiki, which was kind of expensive. Like, oh my God, I can't spend. Like, I'm going to be in debt on this bitch, right? But it's nice. It was something I had to have. It was just one of those, I got to have it, right? Got to have it.
You didn't need it. You wanted it.
Yeah, I explained that to PJ last night. I said, I don't need this. I wanted it. And usually I only buy things I need. I don't usually buy shit I want. I buy things I need. And that was one of those things that I didn't need. and I bought it. And I told PJ, I said, every time I look at this damn thing, I'm going to think I spent too much money on it. It's just facts, right? And she's like, but it's awesome. I was like, yeah, I know, but I just didn't need it, you know? And if I don't need it, then it's, to me, I'm just spending money, right? But every now and then you got to get something you want. I guess that's the one thing I wanted. And it's to make everything overall look nice, right? So I got it. I got it. I wish I could show it to you guys, but it's in the back seat of it's in the trunk of the Jeep. But it's a tiki face with big teeth. And it ain't like the plastic bullshit. It's the real deal. Like this was carved with a chainsaw. An artist done it. And so I had to have it. It was expensive. But then again, I talked the people down a little bit. I was in there and they were like some good old redneck boys that were doing it. And I was just like, come on, man, don't do me like this. And they gave me a deal. So they gave me a little bit of a deal on it. So I got it.
That man thought you were a real life celebrity.
Yeah, I just like, yeah, he was into true crime. That's why he thought I was a celebrity. He was out, he was like, well, you just passing through? I was like, yeah, we're on our way to Boston to cover a court case of a lady that ran over her boyfriend. He was like, is that the police officer, John O'Keefe? And I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, that's cool. He's like, this is the retrial, right? And I was like, yeah. I knew then I was getting a deal on that tiki. I was like, okay, I'm getting a deal. These people are into true crime, right? So, and then he was just like, man, not too many celebrities come by here. I was like, man, I ain't no celebrity. But I did tell him I'd give him a little plug for his, since we're here, hold on. Just in case he's watching. Now, listen, this is going to cost you because I might need some more tiki shit, right? Custom built tiki huts and tiki bars, chainsaw art, tikis, totem poles. I didn't see no totem poles. Did you see a totem pole? Okay. www.tikimurph.com, which is TIKIMURPH.com. Can y'all see that?
3 Side says their website should be live in a couple weeks, and would you plug them? It depends on what you.
Yeah, it depends what you do. Okay. Are you gonna give me a good deal on tiki? I might plug you. Okay. And then this is their little tiki shop. See all the tikis? I got one like that little one there.
I showed in the video the one that we got
right
a
there.
couple times.
But they sell tiki bars, tiki things. Yeah.
TPs on them.
So it's tikimurph.com. Check them out. You can go to their website and see all the stuff they got. Now, I don't think they ship. I could be wrong if you're probably willing to pay.
It said when I walked up.
Yeah, but money talks, right? If you hit them and be like, yo, I got the money to ship it, take it to the post office, I'm sure they would ship.
What do you think it would cost to ship an 80-pound freaking
tree?
Ginormous tree?
How much would it cost to ship a tree? I don't know, but if you want it bad enough, you'll pay to ship it, right?
Yeah.
Dinner and a plug with my site is ready. Love y'all, all true crime and YouTubers. Okay, 3 Sides.
Oh, and for those of you in Boston, if you happen to catch us, I have like 100 pens.
Yeah.
Come get one.
Yeah, we have some things to give away while we're here.
Don't start
But
off.
definitely check out Murph's. Go check them out. And like I said, I don't mind plugging if it's something I support, And, I think y'all will enjoy. I think, if you're into tiki stuff or you have a pool or outside, thing that you want to add something. And this is handmade art. This ain't like, this is fucking pretty cool, right? That was pretty cool. So now I'm going to tell you, they're pricey. They're a little pricey, but they have a website and all their stuff is on the website. But I think it's worth the money they're asking for it, considering we went on Amazon last night.
Yep.
To look at other tiki stuff.
The plastic one was $90.
A plastic little one was $90. Okay.
A little one, yes.
Little tiny ones, $90. Right. So these are a couple $100 and up, but you're talking real tree, real palm trees, like carve a chainsaw. Artist has done it. So it's, you get what you pay for, basically. So check them out. Tell them Dolly Vision sent you. And especially if you're in Delaware. It's Delaware, right?
It's Delaware.
This is on Delaware on the way to New York. So if you're between near the Baltimore area, Delaware, Maryland, it's all in striking distance. All right. I'll see you guys later. Be good, stay safe, and remember this: if nobody else does, Dolly loves you. Peace.